What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, today I wanted to briefly just talk about a upcoming JRPG which is called Loop8 Summer of Gods. Now, I have personally talked about it a couple of months ago when it was shown, and this is a game that's being developed by Marvelous and SIG Games. And it's going to be published by Marvelous in Japan, and in the West it's going to be published by Xseed and Marvelous Europe. This is a game that's coming out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It's coming out June 6th worldwide and June 1st in Japan. Now, this is described as a coming-of-age adventure or RPG. You will follow the protagonist and his classmate as they try to defeat demons, and humanity is like on the brink of extinction, but like our protagonist was like raised in a failed space station and he returned to Earth, and he has some special connections with like the demon world and all that kind of stuff. At first glance, it looks a bit generic, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's a JRPG and this is something that we cover here, and of course, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, okay, I would try it. It's something that could potentially be fun. The big thing with Loop 8 is that it supposedly has like an emotion-driven AI system. So basically, the character's emotions and story will vary greatly based on players' choices, and they say it's gonna make each playthrough very unique. And of course, that's also gonna have an effect in combat, which we get to see in like a gameplay walkthrough that they go over. The whole point, of course, is you will build bonds and eventually fight the demons. There's of course like a deadline where like end of humanity approaches, so it's up to you, the protagonist, to make sure to alter the actions and save the world. There's supposedly multiple endings, so that's another thing. Now, the team behind this, like people who are very experienced. We got people who have worked on like the Lunar series, the Grandia series, Gun Parade March, Sword Art Online. The character designers were for like Sword Art Online and Kizuna Ai. This is a team of people who, have worked on games before. Everything looks okay-ish. This is something that could surprise you or could just be generic JRPG. The thing though is they recently released like a gameplay walkthrough, and well, of course the voice of whoever is voicing it feels a bit weird.
Supernatural entities called Kegai seize control of innocent townspeople using the negative emotions in their hearts. Once you discover the Kegai's next target,
But the thing that I noticed with this game was the frame rate, and it just looks very off. At first, when our character's just walking and stuff, it looks weird, but at one point you're just like, okay, maybe it's an aesthetics thing. Maybe, they chose a specific frame rate to emulate like maybe anime, because animes don't go at 60 frames. But, so I'm hoping to believe that is not some problem with the engine, but it just looks wonky, it looks weird, it looks off. So already the exploration is like a bit like that, but I go, okay, it's just exploration, maybe it's like aesthetically, you don't think much of it. But then we get to the combat, which is, a thing that also should be very interesting, fun, and the combat just, it looks like the game is dying. Again, I don't know if it's an aesthetics choice or the game itself is like not holding up. Again, remember, we're fighting enemies, because at times, like, you could see the character movement is fine, but then at other times, it just looks off. And I don't know how much this is gonna put off people. We currently live in a time where we have a huge debate between 30 frames and 60 frames game. Obviously, if specific games have a specific aesthetics towards like a preference for frame rate, you also have that. But don't know if the way that the game looks and feels right now as I'm looking, I don't know if the frame rate is an aesthetic choice and if it's a good one, because it just looks off. Because like animations and stuff are running well, but then the characters itself just feel off. We'll see. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that could be fun in this game. I mean, especially the unique mechanics and always like highlighting whole narrative aspect and your choices, how certain decisions will affect certain interactions with certain characters and how they feel. And then of course the multiple endings with the benefit of replayability. But again, we also have to see, this game is coming out the time of Street Fighter 6 and also a couple of days before Diablo. So I don't know if this window of release date is a good one. We'll have to see how sales go. I think they should have either pushed it a little bit more in June or, push it a bit early, because I think this game was delayed. Yeah, so Loop 8 was actually delayed. It was supposed to come out March 16th in Japan, but then it was delayed. Again, like, I'm not here to dissuade anyway. Like I said, I'm probably gonna get the game to try it out because I'm curious. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna put some gameplay up so you guys will be able to check it out. But as always, leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.